Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I just wanted to do a quick video for you. Today is Friday and well, where do I start? I had the day off because I had to take my oldest daughter to an appointment. And so I wanted to call fossil.com to find out if they received the bag that I returned. And I think I mentioned in the last video that I did about that fossil bag that it took about 22 minutes or so to talk to somebody on the phone. And I get it, it's the holidays, it takes a while, I get it, they're busy. But anyways, so they told me it would be about a 23-minute wait. Okay, so I waited probably closer to 30 minutes. Somebody finally answered the phone and I just said hi, I said my name and I said I purchased a bag, and I was actually quite pleasant considering the fact that I was on the phone for 30 minutes and I had taken my kids to school, came back home, started doing a little bit of cleaning in the kitchen. I said, well, you know what, let me call. I had to wait on hold, so I just kept cleaning. It wasn't a big deal, but I had to be out of the house by like 10:15 at the latest because I don't live in the same town that I teach in. So I needed to make sure I had enough time to get to school because my kids go to school in that town as well. And so I waited 9 o'clock, whatever. So 9:30 they answer and I said, yeah, so, I just want to find out what the status of my bag is. And, if you received it at the I can't even think of the name, the the return center, I guess. And so she said, well, let me check on that. Seriously, not even joking. Probably 7 minutes passed. She gets back on the phone. She said, was it brown? And I said, yes, it was. And she said, oh yeah, we received it. I said, okay. Well, I didn't receive a email. And in the past, when I've returned stuff to like Bloomingdale's or even Kate Spade, I've received an email saying, this is your confirmation to let you know that we received your package. And so I didn't receive anything. And I do remember them on the return label, there was another piece of paper, and oh my God, I've been so crazy and busy that I said, oh, I'm going to put it here to keep it safe. And I totally forgot where I left it, and I was going crazy looking for it. So anyways, I said, okay, you received it. She said, yes, and we already credited your account. That's where I became a different person. I said, no, actually, you didn't credit my account. If you just received it, how could you have already credited my account? So the way she made it sound is like it's been credited for like the last few days. It should have already showed up. By then I'm starting to get a little bit worked up and I'm starting to get a little bit angry. And I hate the fact that I kind of went there, but anyways, I said, no, I didn't receive the credit. And so I pulled up my bank account and I said, no, you charged me on the 7th of December, $133.92. I said, there is no credit. She said, well, you need to call your bank and you need to ask them about the credit. And I said, no, I think that's where I started losing it. Like, what do you mean I need to call my bank? No, the credit hasn't been put through. So it kind of started escalating and I could feel myself. By this point, I've been on the phone like 45 minutes. So she said, well, let me contact my supervisor. Can I put you on hold so I can consult with somebody else? And I said, okay, fine. So she does that and it's back on the phone. She said, no, we spoke, my supervisor and I, and it has been credited to your account. I lost it. I flipped out. I was like, no, I didn't. She said, well, you need to look at your account. And I said, I'm looking at my account right now. I look at my account every day, sometimes twice a day. Just because, I don't know, it's the holiday season and, a lot of fraudulent things could happen. There are a lot of crooked people out there who do things every day. and I like to just make sure that I know what's going on with my account, because I have had issues in the past with like small charges, but like random charges that can't even be explained. And so I called and they're like, oh, that was a fraudulent attempt against your card and whatever. And so they would send me out a new card or whatever. So anyways, so she gets back on the phone and she said, no, we received it, so it should be credited to your, I mean, I became a crazy person on the phone, and that's not my personality. Usually I'm really respectful. And this was like 60 minutes now into the phone call. It was 10 o'clock. I had to leave the house at 10:15, and I needed to shower. I needed to change. I needed to put myself together so I could go to my daughter's school, pick her up, and then take her to her appointment, pick up my other daughter, and then, run some errands. So yeah, let's just say I hung up the phone because she's like, oh, you can call back in a couple of days if it's not there. And I'm just like, you want me to call back and wait another 30 minutes? I said, thankfully I was off today, because if I would have called you on my break or my lunch, I literally would have spent the entire thing waiting and just becoming even more infuriated. So I guess the moral of this story is I'm never, ever, ever buying anything from fossil.com again. That was the worst. First of all, their customer service was not anything to be like, wow, they treated me great, or wow, they're really sweet and nice and they care about their customers. This is the second time I've called. The first time I called to mention that the item was defective. Oh yeah, okay, that's fine. Just send it back. No, it wasn't fine. I didn't necessarily want to have to, bundle it back up and send it back, even though I did, because I obviously wanted the bag. I ordered the bag because I wanted it. And for her to just be like, oh yeah, no big deal, we can send you another one. I'm just thinking, you're going to have to wait for me to send it back to you, and then you to receive it, and then you send me out a bag. So by then it would be probably like 2 weeks. I don't know. And then the second time calling and literally being on the phone for over an hour, like I had to hang up on the lady because I was like, I have to go. Like I jumped in the shower at 10 o'clock and I flew out of this house at 10:15. I wanted to look at least somewhat normal. I mean, I didn't even get to put on my face because I was in such a hurry and I was so angry. Like my blood was boiling. And I think just the customer service that you receive from, I don't care if it's a high-end store, I don't care if it's the dollar store, it's just horrible. And Fossil's been around for a long time, and I do have a couple of Fossil products and I do like them, but I will never buy from fossil.com. I will buy them at Zappos, I will buy them at 6 p.m., and I will buy them at Macy's, but I will never ever buy them at fossil.com. So the whole purpose of this video was just to kind of share my experience with that whole situation and that company. I was not impressed by their customer service. I was not impressed by the fact that, when something is sent defective, or when something is, or when a customer has a complaint, you listen to the customer. And yeah, she was listening and it was not her fault. But the fact that she was trying to tell me that it showed that they credited me a couple of days ago, and I know there's a processing time and it takes, it could take 3 days to process. She made it seem like they had received it. I sent it back on Saturday. She made it seem like they got it on Monday and that they processed it on Tuesday, and today's Friday. I was just appalled by just the customer service and the disorganization within that company. I don't know. Anyways, this is not like me to make a rant video, but I just wanted to share my experience with fossil.com. And again, advise you that if you order from them and you're not happy, or you're receiving something that's not to your liking and you have to go through the return policy, I cannot promise you it's going to be smooth and easy. I wish this would have had a better outcome, because honestly, it ruined my morning having to get that angry. Because like I said, I'm not a vulgar person. I'm not an irate person or someone who just jumps off and gets angry and pissed off for no reason. This was seriously, I spent money with your company, and I don't care if it was $100 or $1,000, and for you to just be completely rude and dismissive, just angered me beyond. And I could not deal with it. And like I said, I really wanted them back, and I really wish it would have worked out, but like I said before, maybe it's a sign that it didn't work out. I am currently still looking. My status is currently looking for a satchel that I hopefully will enjoy. I have decided to take a long break from Louis Vuitton because I found another issue with an item that I had. It's not a big issue, it's not a big deal, but it's put a really bad taste in my mouth, and I think that I'm good with the items that I have from Louis Vuitton. And I did want something else from Louis Vuitton, but I think that it's just not going to work for me. So anyways, this has turned into be kind of a negative video, and I really hate to be negative Nelly, but I just wanted to share my experience and hope that anybody who deals with that company doesn't have to deal with the nonsense and the just people who sounded like they had no idea what they were even talking about. And just, she's like, well, we're busy, it's the holidays. Well, then hire more people. That's what people do. They hire holiday help to either answer phones or something. Don't make your customers wait 30 minutes to talk to somebody. I mean, honestly, if there was another way, I would have, I said, well, can I get a direct line if I don't receive my money within the next couple days? And she said, oh, you can call this line back. And I'm like, yeah, and waste another 30 minutes of my life waiting on hold. I was just, it was ridiculous. Anyways, I don't mean this to be super negative, but I just wanted to share my experience with returning my fossil Sydney Satchel. And again, I hope that if you have to return something this Christmas or this season, I hope that you are returning to people who just appreciate their customers and appreciate, their job and what they have to do. And customer service is just so different than when I worked customer service. I mean, I worked at Macy's, and you know what? I had to be nice, and whether I liked people or not, because it was my job and I would have been fired. And I just think that people are just so incredibly rude, and they feel like it's okay and they can treat you how they want and they can just be rude to you. And I just, I don't know. Anyways, so I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you in my next video.